Rivals Atletico 1-0 at the break. That goal scored by Solari on 5 minutes, and Atletico have made an early change as they look to get back into this game. They brought on a Nicolaides to add a little bit more firepower in attack.
Well, it's a substitution that makes sense for Atletico. They were playing without a pure striker, without a reference up front. Now they have the Greek, and well, at least they have a target man.
Well, he's not big, Nicolaides, but he works hard, and he will give them a few more options. He's not fully fit, he's had a few physical problems of late, which is why he started off on the bench. But obviously with Fernando Torres suspended, Atletico having to call on the Greek international. And there, Paunovic still on the pitch, playing a slightly deeper role. What'll happen is Nicolaides will probably play more as an out-and-out striker. Paunovic will drop into a support role. And there, Aguilera getting a good set of studs into Zidane's ankle. Painful challenge there from the Atletico Madrid captain on Zinedine Zidane. Aragoneses sending a long kick forward. Pavon having to work, and
oh, that is a penalty.
Oh, referee's given a penalty. Well, Pavon's in trouble here. He's already been booked.
Could be a red card.
Second yellow card, but he's the only player to have been booked. Puro Paco Pavon. He's committed 2 fouls in the entire game, 2 bookings. All of a sudden, Madrid are down to 10 men, and Atletico have a penalty.
If you call the penalty, you have to show a yellow card, but it's
Beckham consoling the youngster.
Controversial decision by the referee.
Just got a little bit cold there. He gets... Well, it's not the clearest penalty you'll ever see, is it? Maybe gives him a little bit of a push.
Yeah, but... Might be, but check out the final dive in. Looks like an angel dying.
Yeah. Just gets ahead of Pavon there, Nicolaides. Well, you will see, let's just say you'll see clearer penalties than that. Paunovic steps up, 1-1. All of a sudden, Real Madrid are in trouble.
Well, it couldn't be a better start of the second half for Atletico.
Or a worse start for Madrid. I mean, they're now down to 10 men. What will Carlos Queiroz do? Will he think about making a substitution and bring on another defender? And how quickly can a game of football change? At the break, 1-1, Madrid were looking 1-0, Madrid were looking very comfortable. All of a sudden, it's 1-1, they're down to 10 men, and there's a lot of work to do. Real test of character, not the greatest penalty, but the thing is, you hit the ball high in the middle, the keeper tends to dive out of the way. Oof. Almost got a foot on it, didn't he, though, Iker?
The tip of the foot.
So, controversial and dramatic start to the second half. Mr. Moreno Delgado awarding Atletico Madrid a penalty, sending Pavon off into the bargain, and all of a sudden Atletico 1-0 against 10-man Madrid.
Very important for Real Madrid to get focused on the game.
They've also just got to get a little bit of possession, just reorganise themselves now.
Down, yeah.
Down at 10 men, they've lost one of their central defenders.
You have to bring another one in.
Roberto Carlos is about 5 yards into the penalty area. To be fair, if that had been said, the referee would have been justified in allowing Atletico to retake it.
Yep.
But what do Madrid do now? Well, I suppose what they will do is they'll drop Elguera back into defence alongside Bravo.
Maybe Beckham and Solari will play
Bush just
in the middle with Zidane.
Tuck Beckham, Zidane and Solari a little bit tighter.
Yeah. It doesn't change that much for Real Madrid.
Means David Beckham's going to have to work even harder than he normally works. And there he is, David Beckham, getting in hard. Never want to shirk a challenge. The number 23 for Real Madrid.
A really tough challenge.
Referee trying to give the advantage.
But there is no more advantage than that. That is a yellow card. Has to be.
Well, you know.
Not even a foul.
Let's have a look. Again, the replay. Woof. Where's Gaspar? Oh, and he has a little tug at his ponytail as well. That's very, very naughty from the Atletico number 19.
It's a yellow card for
when you consider
the tackle itself, and then a yellow card for
when you consider the Pavon one, if he'd given a penalty, he had to show him a card. But when you consider Pavon did 2 fouls which weren't that awful, and he's off the pitch, the referee has let go, well, 2 or 3 bad fouls from De Los Santos, a couple from Lecky, one from Gaspar. He's been a little bit, let's say, a bit more lenient with one side than the other in this game today. Saying that, Atletico's season, maybe they need it. Still, Madrid have got work to do now in these remaining 40 minutes in the Vicente Calderón.
It's another foul against Roberto. That was a clear push from Aguilera.
Nikolaidis, who has actually, has to be said, made an instant impact on this game. Well, that was a nervous moment there from the Madrid defence. Aguilera side-footing the ball across. That's a great tackle from Luis Figo, helping out.
Yeah, everybody has to do an extra effort now.
The good thing about all the Madrid players on the pitch, actually, is that they're all players who are quite willing and able to get back and lend a hand in defence, and that's going to be important in the remainder of this game. Just gets caught there by Paunovic, Beckham.
Nice ball to Figo.
Sergi penalised.
Atletico players trying to put pressure on the referee.
Well, just an arm across him, just holding his sleeve, isn't he? So no real question of it. Here comes Michel Salgado. Michel De Los Santos looking to cut out the Madrid fullback, but the ball's gone out for a Real throw-in. Solari, and woof, well, he had to show quick feet to avoid Gaspar's challenge there. Wins another throw-in for Madrid. Gregorio Manzano and Roberto Carlos, nice little gesture between the pair. And Solari again, just held by Gaspar. Doing well, Solari taking it quickly. Good thinking, and that was smart work from Solari. Quick thinking from Raul, just a little bit ahead of the near post there, but really good thinking from Solari. Look at Gaspar, he isn't even watching.
Not even paying attention.
Once again, Aragoneses was way off his near post. Is that Borja warming up for Madrid?
Could not be a bad solution, because he's a tough man and works a lot. He could destroy a lot of it.
Well, I think what you do if you
can't... Not that Atletico have a lot of creativity going on.
I think what you do if you're Carlos Queiroz is you give the team on the pitch 10 or 15 minutes, obviously going to be working harder because there's only 10 of them. See you starting to tire after 10 minutes or so, and then think about bringing Borja on. Figo. Michel Salgado, looks like obstruction by Ibagata. Play on again, says the referee.
Nikolaidis waiting for the ball.
And Bravo makes the interception. He has indeed. If you look, there is indeed Alguera in the middle. Good control from Salgado, bringing the ball forward. It's with Zidane, all of a sudden Madrid looking dangerous again. Solari trying to get the ball back to the Frenchman.
Solari was cutting inside, and Zidane didn't see it.
Zidane in quickly on De Los Santos. Certainly real pace in this game, though, has to be said. Ibagata.
Real Madrid asking for an offside.
Oof, Roberto Carlos. How cool was the fullback there? Thought for 1 second his posture as if he was going for goal, as it was. Straight into the arms of Iker Casillas from his Brazilian fullback.
Figo coming from right to left.
Well, oof, my word. That was another wild challenge.
That tackle, the only thing it can do is cause an injury to a player.
If you get somebody on the supporting leg there, you break it. You know, I think it was Ibagata who hurled himself in. And you know, there's one thing Atletico players being motivated for this game, but there's another It's another thing entirely, breaking someone's leg.
Finally, the yellow card for De Los Santos.
Well, you know, you can't say he hasn't gone looking for it. De Los Santos just goes.
It's not just the knee, it's also the elbow in the neck.
Exactly, he doesn't just go out to obstruct him, he goes out and puts his elbow in his neck, you know. And so it's one thing Atletico being psyched up for the game, but they're over-psyched up. Torres there amongst the supporters now. I have to say, the penalty has been disastrous for Madrid's interest, but actually as a spectacle, it's made the whole game lift up a gear in tension and excitement. Roberto Carlos with that header.
Real Madrid having the ball more time with 10 players than Atletico with 11.
Yeah, they've just steadied the ship again, haven't they? Solari. There, Aguilera able to get there.
Good work by the Obe. There's a clear corner.
Corner for Real Madrid. Zidane to take it. Zinedine Zidane takes it short, gets it back from Raúl, crosses it in there. But only as far as Nano.
Well,
challenges are flying
from behind, brought down.
Challenges are flying in thick and fast. It's Nano again. He's also put himself about a bit in this ground, in this game.
Not happy with now. Figo being on the ground.
It's just a bit from behind again, the challenge, isn't it?
Oh, with a full set of studs in the calf.
Right on his calf. Oh dear, that's you see,
twisting the ankle. That is that can be a knee. That can be a 6-month injury.
You could easily break someone's leg or their ligaments.
That is a red card, whether you like it or not.
And he's not even booked him. You know, and Madrid are down to 10 men. That is a horrible challenge.
Not just going down to 10 men. It's the feeling that Atletico can do whatever they want on the pitch.
They've certainly got away with a lot more than Real Madrid so far. The only Atletico player booked has been De Los Santos. Really, it was a horrible challenge from Nano. Here's Ibagasa. Gaspar. Crossed in again, but Ica making the save.
Another dreadful tackle.
Launching themselves in that Figo.
Zidane.
He did well at Aragoneses, and lucky that the rebound just avoided Raúl. Free kick.
Was very lucky from Aragoneses. Zidane going one-on-one.
Another free kick for Madrid outside the Atletico
Great
area.
move of Figo, but check out this tackle from behind. Almost tripping Figo.
Well, it's not. He misses with the first foot, tries with the second, and
then he tries to sweep.
Yeah, and that takes a deflection, that shot from Zidane as well. Does well, Aragoneses.
Good chance for Beckham.
Oh, Roberto Carlos once again. Madrid, that option is Beckham into the wall. Roberto Carlos keeps a cool head, sends it to Ivan Helguera. Just approaching the hour in the Vicente Calderón. There's high drama between Atletico and Real Madrid.
Awesome move by Solari.
Great play from Santiago Solari. And that's a fine cross as well. Unfortunately, it's just curled out according to the linesman. Madrid going into the second half with a 1-0 lead, thanks to a goal from that man there, Santi Solari, Atletico. Equalising through a controversial penalty 2 minutes in the second half, a penalty that saw Madrid reduced to 10 men, so it's a 10-man Real Madrid. They've got half an hour if they want to win this game in the Calderón, and so far they've given as good as they've got. Yeah, that does curl out, doesn't it?
No, nobody really from Atletico asked for that.
Here's Gaspar.
But you can see Atletico Madrid don't really have a game plan. They just don't know what to do. To just bring the ball up front and let's see what happens.
They're so psyched up for this game.
But actually, the ball belongs to Real Madrid. Real Madrid know what to do. Now, this is a good cross from Roberto Carlos to Figo. They have a clear thing in their mind.
Atletico are just playing more with their heart than with their head at the moment. There's Nano taking the ball from Paunovic.
And I told you something, the ball going from one place to another, that benefits Real Madrid at the end. They have more quality.
Dani Bagata rushing into a shot.
That was a really poor attempt by the Argentinian, from the Lanús player.
There's that Zidane effort.
It has been deflected.
Just gets Garcia Calvo, gets a foot in. And Carlos Queiroz pondering his options from the dugout. I said we saw Borja warming up, the young midfielder, who's done pretty well when he's been asked on, when he's been called on in recent months, in recent weeks. Just started to break through into the side. He looked impressive on occasions. Beckham getting a challenge in. That's neat between Beckham and Solari. Just couldn't quite pick out Zidane's Garcia Calvo. Nicolaides, who earned that penalty from Pavon. Not getting any change out of Raúl Bravo, however. Yeah, just catches him actually, Bravo there.
But no intention to cause any damage. It's going to be said from Atletico.
Delgado getting up well, and there the ball through to Iker Casillas. You could see Iker still in a hurry to play the ball. That shows that Madrid's ambition
to win the goal.
And their ambition is not to hang on. Their ambition is to go for the 3 points.
From what we've seen, I think Real Madrid victory is closer than the one of Atletico. Of course, Atletico have one more player.
Just lacking that little bit of...
They just lack the ambition.
Cold blood in the last third of the pitch, Atletico. There's Nano.
They lack the cold blood and the talent.
Trying to be a little bit too clever there, the former Barcelona youngster. Balls with David Beckham. Lovely pass to Raúl, dropping deep. He's got Zidane and Solari. Rides one challenge, picks out Zidane. Here's danger for Atletico still. Zidane gets the ball back. Madrid just keeping the ball. Bravo forward to help in the attack. Luis Figo deep, chipping that ball forward. Raúl goes down.
And Solari and Raúl were appealing for a foul.
So about 25 minutes left here in the Vicente Calderón in a dramatic game between Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid. 1-1. Madrid down to 10 men following the sending off of Paco Pavón on 47 minutes.
But it amazes me, Madrid down to 10 men, but putting pressure on the centre backs. That was way too risky. Nicolaides going once again way too far.
Demis.
Of course, picking up a knock in the back, but you have to also think about what you have done against Casillas.
Exactly, can't hurl yourself in on the keeper quite like that. Ibagaza on the floor for Atletico. And that's Jorge, who's a skillful player, but another one very similar to Nano. Is a bit lightweight and just seems to lack a bit of battling spirit. That's a wild challenge from Nicolaides, on Iker. Then it's Jorge Larena coming on, former Las Palmas player.
Labelled as the new Valedon, although I don't think he's got the same technique as the Deportivo La Coruña playmaker.
Certainly, well, it's a player who's yet to achieve his full potential at Atletico.
He's very young, only 21. on instead of Ibagatha?
Yeah, Ibagatha off injured. Straight swap.
Same sort of players. Light frame, talented.
I think Ibagatha's a little bit more dynamic than Jorge, though. Jorge's a little bit more a colder player. Very skillful, but colder, and therefore Ibagatha limping off. Corner for Real Madrid. I wonder if Jorge is actually the sort of player to bring on in a game like this, which is, to say the least, full-blooded. Ibagatha may be lightweight, but he is very dynamic, whereas Jorge is isn't quite as an active a player.
Good corner by Beckham.
Solari and Nikolaidis in hard. And here is a chance for Atletico. It's Paunovic through on Iker Casillas. Paunovic! Iker Casillas stood up,
save.
Made himself big, Iker, and how important might that save be?
Well, that was the second goal of Atletico. You probably score that goal 8 times out of 10.
Maybe not against Iker Casillas, though.
Yeah, and of course, had that been Ronaldo, it would have been a sure goal. Well, Atletico Madrid are not having many chances, and they cannot waste the chances they have.
So 1 against 1, clean throw on the keeper.
But a very clear 1-on-1, because you run 30 yards, so you have to be thinking on what you want to do when you go and actually step on the penalty area. You gotta have a clear idea, but however Paunovic just goes down, and doesn't know what to do. He just gets the ball out of himself.
I think Paunovic is more of an attacking midfielder than an instinctive striker. Maybe an instinctive striker would have done better, but Iker did everything right as from a keeper's point of view. He stood up, made himself big, and when he made the first block, he reacted quickly. Can't ask for more. It was definitely Madrid's get-out-of-jail free card there. Just had 20 minutes of the second half, 25 to go. Still 1-1 in the Vicente Calderon Stadium, although we've had no shortage of tension. No shortage of hard challenges, no shortage of commitment from both sides. And in those moments when they've been able to, Real Madrid have played some nice football, and that's typical, isn't it? There's been all sorts of fouls, there've been wild challenges going in, and the referee books him for talking.
Here comes the booking for protesting.
I mean, Lecky could easily have had a booking earlier in this game for some of his challenges.
Zidane wanted to put the ball in play as soon as possible, but it's the Real Madrid want to win the game,
which is a great sign.
Draw is not good enough. However, you don't see the fans of Atletico very unhappy or unpleased after that chance of Paunovic.
No, that is a put
or
your
the players.
That is a put your head in your hands miss, isn't it? Because there they had it. Now Zidane forcing a corner for Real Madrid.
Once again, it's a nice run.
All the way through. To be fair, his control's good, but the finish isn't. Solari to Raul Bravo. David Beckham doing well there, Beckham. And Zidane, Madrid just keeping the ball, doing what they have to do. Luis Figo's been tireless today. And especially, he's worked hard all game, but especially since the sending off of Pavon, he's been willing to sacrifice himself, dropping deeper and giving extra cover. Here's another chance. Poor control, though. And there is Luis Figo, back to make the challenge. The game open. Zidane. He's got Raul and Solari with him, both players Solari and Raؤul have also worked their socks off tonight. Zidane holding the ball, looking for Solari, just getting a foot in there. Gaspar. So whatever the result tonight, Real Madrid, the fans and the coach can be proud of the players because they've really not stopped working all game.
Oh, they deserve the credit of the spirit of fighting.
Here's Zidane into the area. Zidane curls that first-time shot in, looking to surprise Aragoneses as he was surprised in the first goal. This time the Atletico keeper stands up, makes a save.
In a very funny situation on the pitch, Zidane has been pushed by Lecky for not throwing the ball out of bounds. Ooh, another
chance there for Atletico.
Ivanovic. Flag for offside,
I think the offside flag's already up, but to be honest, if I'd missed a chance like that and the offside flag was up, I wouldn't be, and it isn't offside, I wouldn't be complaining at the linesman. Actually, the linesman doesn't give the offside. I think what he's asking for is a corner.
But how can you blame the linesman for that when you have missed a clear goal?
Poor Fernando Torres is really suffering tonight.
Talking about, it's probably a corner. I think Casillas does touch the ball.
It's one of those, as a goalkeeper, you want to say, yeah, I saved it.
Talking about what happened before, Zidane was pushed by Lecky because there was a player of Atletico Madrid down.
It was Aguilera, yeah.
Aguilera down. But in the following play, Aguilera just stands up and Atletico Madrid keep playing.
It's one of those things, I mean, should you, as Madrid, bring on Cambiasso, maybe just try and give a little bit more control in central midfield.
Well, Solari has worked a lot.
The thing is, you see, so many times you see that players go down and stay down to try and break up a move. I'm getting to the stage that unless there's a clear hit, somebody clearly gets hit on the head, or is in clear,
or is a concussion.
Yeah, or you hear something go crack. I think you should carry on playing because there's so many teams take advantage of it, you know.
And if it's something serious, well, let the referee stop the game.
If you see a clash of heads, or you know,
you think, you assume.
But at the end, there's so many players these days just abuse other teams' sportsmanship. And it's very, very frustrating. If you kick the ball out, you have a counter-attack, you kick the ball out so that the player can get treatment, then you see them pick themselves up and they're running around like a hare in 30 seconds. You know, you must think, well, hang on a second, am I daft here or what? Just over 15 minutes to go here in the Calderon. Real Madrid performing very well with 10 players against Atletico. They've been down to 10 men ever since the 47th minute, when Pavon got sent off with 2 yellow cards. There Aguilera wasting possession, and to be fair, you will see more convincing sendings off in your time. Raul Bravo up well against Nicolaides. Nano looking to cross the ball. It's a good cross in there, but Elguera awesome in central defence for Real Madrid. Salgado, Luis Cambiasso, Luis Figo just taking on his former Barca teammate Sergi, losing out that time, but earning his team a slight respite.
Lovely ball.
Roberto Carlos, rare foreign forward in the second half, the Brazilian. Looking for the 1-2 with Beckham, this time Sergi able to nip in. But Zidane closing down the spaces, Beckham in. Play on, says the referee. Figo twisting one way, on his right foot, desperate clearance. This game really has been played 100 miles an hour in the second half. Jorge Larena just slowing things down.
Atletico Madrid, despite the goal, despite having one more player on the field for whole second half pretty much, because the penalty was in the opening minute, unable to outplay Real Madrid.
Just creating one good chance, which Iker Casillas was able to save with aplomb. Beckham and Aguilera going in, giving it everything in that last challenge. The ball back with Roberto Carlos. Cambiasso. Again Roberto Carlos. Lovely flick on from Beckham. Throw in for Real Madrid. Garcia Calvo clearing it. Cambiasso getting it back to Zidane. Looking across it, Zidane. It's a poor clearance, and Zidane's collected it again. Crossing it low, the Lecky. What's giving the ball away? Zidane. Maybe gets a little nudge there. Roberto Carlos once again makes an interception. There's Paunovic back in defence, but that is given away.
That is senseless, that ball. To whom?
Well, in this case to Ica. Given away by Raul Bravo, that time to Aguilera. Paunovic scored the penalty for Atletico, looking to keep things going. There's Jorge. Sergi wanted that ball a little bit further ahead of him. Well done, Raul Bravo. And again, carrying the ball out to defence, Bravo. Had an excellent game tonight, Raul Bravo in defence. Still Raul Bravo pushing forward. And he's found Zidane. Brilliant work from the central defender, Zidane! Just wide of Aragones's near post. Well, Raul Bravo showing real confidence, pace and skill to carry that ball from defence all the way forward. Picks out Zidane, does the little step over, can't quite direct that shot. Nicolaides. Great challenge from Roberto Carlos. Just stood his ground, and again Zidane, who's working almost as a second attacker now for Madrid.
Good ball to Roberto Carlos.
Corner for Real Madrid.
Garcia Calvo had no other choice, otherwise Roberto Carlos would have ended up shooting.
Good chance for Ivan Elguera to push forward perhaps. But with Zidane, once again, great work from Zidane. And a tireless run from Roberto Carlos with only 10 men to get forward that far at this time of the game is a great effort. Corner for Madrid. It's curled in. Aragoneses only gets a hand to it. It's headed back across Elguera. It's 2-1 to Real Madrid, and Ivan Elguera has given Madrid a 10-man Real Madrid the lead over Atletico. There's some complaints from Atletico. Aragoneses has been booked. Not quite sure what he's complaining about.
Hard job, place, pace off. Real Madrid deserved a goal just for the effort. They behaved like brave men out there.
They've been really excellent so far. Gets a hand on that Sergio Aragoneses, but really got to question the keeper again. It's a bit, look, Raul doesn't do very much, does he, Raul? And then Elguera,
the goalkeeper, of course, not enough to stop the play.
And there Elguera, virtually on the goal line, able to head home.
Check out the body language of Real Madrid.
How happy are they?
Delighted.
Well, he should have done better there. Aragoneses, the Atletico Madrid keeper. I don't think he's really got many grounds for complaint. And Atletico all of a sudden find the clock running out on them because they're once again behind. And how much will it hurt them to lose to a Real Madrid side that have played nearly all of the second half with just 10 players?
Lose this way, been outplayed.
Well, they've created one chance, one really good chance, haven't they, with against 10-man Madrid, 10-man Real Madrid. But it's Madrid who actually scored the goal.
It's a bit over 10 minutes to go. Real Madrid holding the ball now as much as they can. Another overlap from Roberto Carlos.
All of a sudden, when you're winning, your legs feel that little bit fresher.
Real Madrid pass and move with 10
Luis
players.
Figo, shooting chance for Figo. Just wide of Aragoneses' post again.
Amazes me, Real Madrid wants a third goal It's not just give the ball to Atletico and counter-attack. It's just having the ball and moving it around.
Well, he worked the shooting chance nicely there, Figo. He's had an excellent game. It's another substitutions. Novo one for Aguilera.
Good game from Aguilera as well.
Veteran Atletico captain, 34 years old. Just starting to feel the pace.
Could have another year of extension with Atletico, but he might retire as well.
I think it's worth keeping on for another year, just simply because he does typify the club's fighting spirit. Novo's been a bit disappointing. He's another player who joined from Mallorca this season and has not quite lived up to expectations. Oh dear.
That is going to the river.
I wonder if that's actually gone into the second tier of the stand, that shot there from Nikolaidis. Or even to the river, which just runs behind the stand over where we are. There's Ika, certainly missed. Here's that corner again. There's virtually nothing there from Raul, is there? Aragoneses misjudges it, just palms it out. And there, Elguera, thank you very much. 2-1 to Madrid. Always a threat in the area, Van Elguera. Always.
No, it was scoring goals.
Roberto Carlos hitting that one high and long. Gaspar, Atletico desperately trying to get back into this game, but time is running out on them. Sergi Barjuan, well, it's given away. David Beckham, space ahead of him. Raul, Luis Figo, Zidane.
Raul on his own in the far side.
Just intelligent play there from Madrid.
Pass and move, keep opening. That's what you have to do.
Just keeping possession, pulling Atletico around. Yeah, looking for Raul.
Here comes Beckham.
Beckham also been
quicker
a tireless,
than anybody else.
Also been a tireless worker tonight, David Beckham. Salgado to Luis Figo.
All the way to Figo. Nobody following and chasing Figo.
Oh, ooh, lovely awesome skill there dribble from Figo. That's a little tug from Nano. And I think the referee,
yellow card.
I think the referee, what he should have done there actually was probably blow the first foul rather than give the advantage, because what he's done.
Figo stopped because he thought he was going to be called a foul.
What happens then is people just get frustrated, and Jorge has just lumped him basically.
There's a tree booking. First Real Madrid. Wasting an extra minute.
Yeah, the clock's ticking away. Madrid leading by 2-1 in the Calderon, although Carlos Queiroz looking nervous. Gregorio Manzano, I think he's had that expression all game. Yeah. And it's not the expression of a happy man.
No.
Yeah, Jorge, I think he knows he's done wrong. Beckham. Zidane has also stood up to be counted. All the Madrid players have stood up to be counted today in the Calderon. It's really been a very courageous second-half performance. You know, sometimes these players get criticised, they get called, say that they're stars, they don't always work as hard as they should do. I think today, nobody who has seen this performance by Real Madrid could say that.
And if I were Real Madrid, I'd show this game to every single kid in the youth system. This is the spirit of the team
that we want, exactly. Obstruction there given against Atletico. Obviously Madrid in no hurry.
Another push.
on another bad challenge.
It's a clear foul.
Once again, Beckham charging in.
He's really much quicker than what he looks like.
It's true, yeah, he's certainly got that little sprint, hasn't he, that just makes him dangerous. And there, Helguera doing a good defensive job on Nikolaidis. Again, goal kick for Madrid. Nikolaidis claiming a corner. Former AEK Athens player.
It's about to buy the tin.
It's no corner though. Bravo actually was in there and he doesn't get a touch on it. Just uses his pace though, just to make life difficult and narrow that angle for Nikolaidis.
Very solid performance from Bravo.
He had that great run upfield as well, just before the goal. Cambiasso getting in there.
Wise decision by Roberto Carlos. Just clear the ball.
And they just see in the background a few Atletico fans just slowly abandoning the ground, going down the tunnels. They've seen this all before, haven't they? They know basically what's going to...
They probably want to avoid the traffic jam.
Yeah, as Guti preparing to come on as a substitute for Real Madrid. Well, last year they boasted about how they were going to take the title away from Real Madrid, and they got beat 4-0. They're trying to do the same this year, and they're losing 2-1. Atletico can't deal with Real Madrid.
Can you imagine Real Madrid with Ronaldo today?
Oof. If I was an Atletico fan, I wouldn't want to. Madrid about to make a substitution. Guti to come on, and Zinedine Zidane, the player, to go off. Very, very good performance from Zidane. Played half of the second half almost as an auxiliary striker, linked midfield and attack well, constant threat, held the ball up when he's needed to. Excellent performance. And Guti on as a substitute. He's not got long to shine, but Queiroz just want him to get in there, close the gaps, keep the ball moving.
Do you want to bring the midfield line close to the defense line so there are no gaps for a link man like probably Jorge or Paunovic?
There is Guti getting a touch.
Play foul.
And
yeah, the ball is there.
Raul forcing.
Garcia Calvo held.
Raul forcing the free kick. Yeah, Garcia Calvo's clearly pushing in both hands. There's Figo this time. That's another foul. To be fair, this isn't particularly intelligent from Atletico either, because what they're doing, just allowing Madrid to take the free kick, take a few more seconds out of the game, kill the speed of the game.
Take a breath.
Yes, Novo this time. Well, he's made 2 contributions so far. One of them is to get tackled and the other one is to foul Figo. There is Figo. That is spectacular skill on the touchline from Luis Figo. Went past Gaspar as if he almost wasn't there.
That's a handball.
Handball by Guti. Wasn't there, but referee letting Atletico take it. Well, no, he isn't actually. Back to where the foul was committed, which was a good 15 yards or so from where Atletico tried to take it.
Yeah.
A few nerves there among the Madrid substitutes. Ooh, Garcia Calvo doesn't look happy. But they did actually try and take the free kick from about 10 or 15 yards from where the actual handball was committed. Bravo.
That way you're not going to beat Real Madrid.
Play on, says the referee, and now.
This is the funny situation once again.
Ooh, this is dangerous free kick though.
Really looked like a dive-in.
Everybody getting very, very tense out here. We're in the closing stages. Maybe a little bit of contact on Nikolaidis there from Figo, but not that much. I think Figo's reaction is very, very genuine, and couple of nervous moments from Real Madrid. I think Jorge might be the player to take this. He certainly has scored from this situation for Atletico before. However, he's not done it in the closing minutes with his team 2-1 down against Real Madrid. Jorge! Well, it was on target, but you need to do a bit more than that to beat Iker Casillas.
Take out. Thought a possible third was coming.
Looking for Raؤul there, Iker. Maybe this is one occasion when he might have been advised just to hang on to it a bit longer. Another free kick for Atletico. Nervous closing moments here in the Calderón at Madrid. Tantalisingly close to a 2-1 win over their local rivals. Not a bad free kick, he just hasn't got enough power on it. Solari putting Madrid ahead on 5 minutes. Catching Aragoneses out of position. Paunovic equalising from the penalty spot 2 minutes in the second half. After Pavón had been sent off for bringing down Nikolaidis, and then not long ago Ivan Elguera from almost on the goal line, heading home the second for Madrid. Atletico chasing the equaliser, Madrid holding on. David Beckham strolling off, has been substituted by Borja. Nano to take this one. Tying his bootlaces. Taking a bit more time out of the game. Breaking up the rhythm. Keeping the tension going. Nano with the free kick. Chipped in there, good one, Iker! Gets a good pair of hands on it. Dangerous free kick from Nano.
Close to the edge of the 6-yard box. Anybody can...
All it needs is a little touch from there. Novo to take the throw in. Good throw considering. Oh, goodness gracious, there was the equaliser. And it was Nano who had the chance. Oh, it just sat up nicely for him, didn't it? He went for power and he pulled it wide. In fact, it's deflected wide, corner.
You probably have to be smarter in that situation. Power without control.
Pushing, shoving, shirt pulling, everything going on there. Raul Bravo involved in a bit of something there with Paunovic. Roberto Carlos actually considering the what was hanging on that corner. That was a dreadful set. That was a dreadful corner from Nano. Easy for Roberto Carlos.
Good header by Figo.
Figo getting back with a defensive header. Good defending there from Madrid. Under sustained pressure there, and that's gone through. Iker Casillas has it under control. He'll wait for Novo, and now he picks it up. Maybe just gets a... There's not much contact there from Cambiasso, but I think what it is Paunovic is just in the air and it looks worse. And there! Well, I thought for a moment that was the final whistle. It's a free kick for Real Madrid.
Yellow card.
Garcia Calvo. I don't know what he's actually saying, but he could well be saying, please book me, Mr. Referee.
Once again.
It's that Nano effort. And, Salgado hurling himself in front of it. The referee is going to...
Again, an ugly tackle.
Come on, says Figo, calm down. As is, the referee has... Gaspar. A little bit heated by the touchline. I don't really refereeing booking people in the... Tell you what, he took a long time before booking anyone from Atletico Madrid, Moreno Delgado, but since the last 5 or 10 minutes he's gone a bit card happy.
None of them for talking.
No, so most of them are... Most of the bookings well deserved. Probably wasn't a foul on Guti there. but it really has been a very, very tense game of football. Casillas getting involved, and
well, play had already been halted. Arnovic losing his nerve. Well, this is typical in a Real Madrid Atletico. If we don't see this, it's not a real game.
I'm not quite sure what everyone's complaining about there. Well, it's got. He's completely lost control, the referee, and he's taken the wisest option, which is blowing the final whistle, and the Madrid players look at those celebrations, and why not? 10-man Real Madrid have won 2-1 in the Vicente Calderón. Santiago Solari and Elguera the heroes. A great victory, a great performance for Real Madrid. We hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much, and goodbye.